The receptionist looked at me across the desk. Was she alone? I asked. A pause.
No, she arrived with a man. They looked like a couple.
I nodded once. I'd like to send something to the room, I said. Of course. Champagne? Dessert? Both, I said. And a note.
What would you like it to say?
I thought for exactly 1 second. Write this exactly. Happy 30th to me. Enjoy your stay. We'll talk about the divorce later. She looked at me.
Sir, are you sure?
Completely.
I'll have it delivered shortly.
Thank you. I turned and walked out of the hotel. Chapter 1. The morning. I turned 30 on a Tuesday. It wasn't just a number to me. Nicole knew that. We'd talked about it more than once. Not obsessively, just enough that she understood it mattered. 30 felt like something. Like a marker. Like the kind of birthday you actually mark. I came downstairs around 8. Nicole was at the kitchen island, coffee in hand, scrolling her phone. No card on the counter, no breakfast set up. Nothing that suggested she remembered what day it was. Morning, I said.
Hey.
She barely looked up. I stood there for a moment. Gave her the space to remember. Nothing. You heading to work? I asked.
In a bit. A pause. Actually, no. I took the day off.
For what? She finally looked up, the look of someone interrupted from something more important.
I forgot to tell you. I'm going out with friends later. Dinner or something.
Later, I repeated.
Yeah, just a thing.
I watched her for a moment. Nicole, today's my birthday. She blinked once, leaned back slightly.
I know. I forgot, okay? We'll celebrate another day.
Flat. No apology behind it. Just a statement. I nodded slowly. You forgot.
It's been a busy week, Marcus. Don't make it a big deal.
I held her gaze a second longer than she expected. Right. She grabbed her bag like the conversation was over.
I'll be back late.
She walked out. No hesitation, no second thought. I sat down at the table and picked up my phone. Messages were already coming in. Jake had sent something. My parents had texted. A few people from work. Everyone remembered. Chapter 2. What was happening in that room? Around noon, I checked her location. The dot showed her across town. At a hotel. I stared at it for a few seconds, waiting for it to move. It didn't. I called her. Straight to voicemail. Called again. Same result. What I didn't know then, what Ashley told me much later, was exactly what was happening in that hotel room while I sat staring at that blue dot on my phone screen. Tyler had booked the room 3 days earlier. Nicole had told him Marcus would be at a work event, that she had the whole afternoon.
You sure he doesn't know?
He thinks I forgot his birthday. He won't even call. Trust me. I know how he operates.
And you're okay with this?
I've been okay with this for 2 months. Stop asking.
She'd been seeing him since March. It started at the gym. Tyler had the morning slot right after hers. First, it was a spot on the bench press. Then a conversation by the water fountain. Then a number exchanged in the parking lot while she told Marcus she'd stayed late for a class.
Your husband really has no idea?
None. He trusts me completely.
That's either very sad or very convenient.
Both, she said, and laughed.
By the time I grabbed my keys and drove across town, they'd been in that room for over 2 hours. The champagne cart was already on its way up. Chapter 3. The Front Desk. The drive was quiet. No music, no calls. Just enough time to think through what I was going to do and what I wasn't. I pulled into the hotel parking lot and sat for a moment. People coming and going, normal afternoon. I got out and walked inside. The receptionist looked up as I approached.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon, I said. I'm trying to find out if my wife checked in here earlier. Nicole Carter. She typed. Didn't take long.
Yes, she checked in a couple of hours ago.
I kept my tone even. Was she alone? A pause. Just long enough.
No, she arrived with a man. They looked like a couple.
That landed exactly how it needed to. No emotion, just confirmation. I nodded once. All right, I said. I'd like to send something to the room.
Of course. What did you have in mind?
Champagne and dessert.
Absolutely. Shall I include a note?
Yes. I paused for exactly 1 second. Write this exactly. Happy 30th to me. Enjoy your stay. We'll talk about the divorce later. Silence.
Sir, are you sure?
Completely.
Of course. We'll have it delivered shortly.
Thank you. Question mark. I turned and walked out. Back to my car. Sat there for maybe 30 seconds. Then I leaned back and waited. Chapter 4. The Calls. What happened in room 412 when the cart arrived? Ashley described it to me months later, and I have to say, the image stayed with me. The knock on the door. Tyler answering it in a hotel robe. The cart being wheeled in. The champagne. The dessert. The small envelope on top. Tyler opening it while Nicole washed from the bed, wrapped in the hotel duvet, assuming it was a complimentary service. Then his face changed.
Nicole.
What?
He handed her the note. She read it once, then again.
Oh, God.
He knows we're here.
How does he... I have to call him.
Nicole.
I have to call him right now.
It took less than 10 minutes for my phone to light up. Nicole. I let it ring. It stopped, then started again. I didn't answer. A message came through.
What did you just do?
Then another.
Marcus, call me. Now.
I didn't move. She called again. I declined. Another message.
You're embarrassing me.
I read that one twice. Embarrassing her. The phone rang again. Different number. I answered. Yeah. A man's voice. Controlled, but tense.
Is this Marcus?
It is. A short pause.
You sent something to our room.
I did, question mark.
You think that was appropriate?
I leaned back slightly. You're in a hotel room with my wife. On my birthday. I think we're past appropriate. Silence.
This isn't what you think.
That line doesn't work on me, I said. Try something else. He exhaled.
We were just talking.
In a hotel room, I said. Middle of the day. After she forgot my birthday. No response. Here's what's going to happen, I continued. You don't call me again. You don't explain anything to me. Whatever you think this is, it's done on my end.
You don't know the full situation.
I know enough. I hung up. No more calls after that. Chapter 5. When she came home. She walked in at 9:12 p.m. No hesitation at the door. She came in fast, like she'd already decided how the conversation was going to go.
What the hell was that?
I was on the couch, calm, beer in hand. A message, I said.
At the hotel? You had them deliver that?
You weren't alone. Her expression tightened.
You followed me?
I drove to the hotel, I said. Asked the front desk. That stopped her. Just for a second. They told me you checked in with a man, I continued. Said you looked like a couple.
That's not what it looked like.
It's exactly what it looked like. She crossed her arms.
You're jumping to conclusions.
Then explain it.
It was just a place to hang out. Ashley was supposed to come. Plans changed. We stayed anyway.
In a hotel room.
Yes.
With him. She hesitated.
He's just a friend.
What's his name? She looked away for a second.
Tyler.
How long have you known him?
A couple of months.
At the gym? Her eyes snapped back to mine.
How do you know that?
I asked the right questions, I said. You never mentioned him. Not once. In 2 months.
It didn't mean anything.
That's not your call to make alone. She took a step closer.
Nothing happened, Marcus. You're blowing this out of proportion.
You checked into a hotel with another man, I said. On my birthday, after telling me you forgot.
I said I'd make it up to you.
That's not how this works. Silence hit the room. She looked at me, searching for something to grab onto.
So what? You're ending everything over this?
I stood up slowly. I already spoke to a lawyer. That landed. Her posture changed immediately.
You're serious.
I don't bluff. She shook her head.
This is insane.
What's insane, I said, is thinking I'd ignore what I saw today. Her voice softened slightly.
We can fix this. We can talk to someone. Work through it.
I looked at her for a second. No, I said. You should have thought about that before the hotel. I walked past her toward the hallway. She didn't follow. For the first time, she didn't have an answer ready. Chapter 6. Brian Cole. I met Brian Cole the next morning at 9. He didn't waste time.
Give me the facts.
I did. The morning, the location, the hotel, the receptionist, the man, the message. He nodded once.
Good. You didn't make a scene. That helps.
I'm not interested in scenes.
Good. Then we keep it clean. Document everything. Minimal communication.
We went through finances, house in both names, my consulting income, savings, no kids.
Short marriage, no children. Works in your favor.
Anything I need to worry about?
She'll try. They always do. But you've already done the hard part. You stayed calm and documented everything before confronting her. That's rare.
That was enough. Chapter 7. The Pregnancy. 3 days later, Nicole showed up at the door. Different tone. No anger. Just controlled.
I need to talk to you.
I didn't open the door all the way. Say it from there. She exhaled.
This isn't something you say across a door.
Then you should have thought about that earlier. Her jaw tightened, but she kept it together.
I'm pregnant.
I didn't react right away. How far? I asked.
About 7 weeks.
I did the math quietly. That period, we hadn't been close for a while. Is it mine? I asked. Her expression changed instantly.
Are you serious right now?
Yes.
Of course it's yours. How could you even ask that?
You've been seeing Tyler for months, I said. At the gym, at hotels. So I'm asking again, is it mine?
I told you, nothing happened with him.
You've said a lot of things, I replied. That's why we verify. She stared at me.
You don't trust me at all.
No, I said, I don't. That sat between us. Then she shifted. Softer voice, different angle.
Marcus, we don't have to do this. We can slow down, talk to someone, figure it out. For the baby. Our baby.
We do a paternity test, I said. If it's mine, I handle my responsibility, fully. But I'm not staying married because of it.
You can't separate those things.
I can. She looked at me like she was trying to find a way through that. There wasn't one.
My lawyer will push for the house.
She said finally.
Stability, medical coverage. You know how this works.
Then your lawyer can talk to mine, I said, and mine will ask for proof. Her face hardened.
You're being cold.
I'm being consistent. She nodded once. Not agreement, adjustment. She turned and walked away. Chapter 8. Ashley tells me everything. A month into the legal process, Ashley called me. She sounded nervous.
Marcus, I need to tell you something. I've been sitting on this and I can't anymore.
Go ahead.
I knew about Tyler. I knew for a while. Nicole told me everything. The gym, the hotel bookings, all of it. I should have said something, and I didn't, and I'm sorry.
I didn't respond right away.
She told me what happened in that room, on your birthday. It wasn't the first time. They'd been meeting like that for 2 months. Hotels, his apartment when his roommate was away, once in the gym parking lot after closing.
How long did you know?
Since April, She told me like it was exciting, like she was proud of it.
I let that sit for a moment.
There's something else. The pregnancy. She told people it's Tyler's, Marcus. She told me and 2 other friends. Tyler didn't deny it when she told him.
Did he confirm it?
He said he wouldn't take responsibility for it, that she knew what this was from the beginning.
I exhaled slowly. Thank you for telling me, I said.
I'm sorry I didn't sooner. You deserve better than all of this.
Chapter 9. How it ended. Brian called me the following week.
They're backing off the pregnancy angle,
Meaning?
meaning they can't support it. Or they don't want to. Either way, it's gone from their filing.
That told me enough. The new terms were clean. House sold, proceeds split. No spousal support, no claim on my consulting income. Each side covers their own legal fees. Brian looked at me across the desk.
This is reasonable. It holds.
Accept it, I said. The paperwork moved quickly after that. Nicole sent one email after everything finalized. Short, controlled. She said she was sorry, that she didn't expect things to go this far, that maybe they could have handled things differently. I read it once, deleted it. No reply. There was nothing left to say. A few weeks later, Jake called me.
Dinner tonight. No excuses.
I went. Dinner was already set when I arrived. No waiting, no delays, just people who showed up. At some point, Jake raised his glass.
To 30.
I nodded once. To 30. And this time, it actually meant something. Not because of how it started, because of how it ended. Clean, clear, on my terms. That's where this story ends. Thank you for listening. If this one stayed with you, subscribe, leave a like, and turn on notifications. See you in the next one.